shoulder width apart stance in the feet, coming onto our tiptoes and slowly coming back down. Squeezing the calves at the top. Soft knees, so slight bend in the knees. So we're building balance here. Exhale, coming down. Rib cage in, belly button into spine. You've got tension in the abs to help with the balance. You should start to feel a burning sensation in the lower parts of the leg, the calves. If that feels okay, coming onto the heels, lifting the toes, so it's a stretch and a flex. Good for any plantar fasciitis if you've had that before. Is that you have you had that? Yeah. Oh, it's really painful. I think because Scotland's quite hilly, a lot of people tend to. And then as the arms rise, we want to push the hips back and come down into a little squat and stand. Inhale and exhale. Looking for 15 or as many as you can. We're looking to raise the heart rate. Squeezing the bum cheeks on the rise. You don't really need to use the bum cheeks, but we're going to over-exaggerate that clench, squeeze, and that's where your power's coming from. Over halfway. Nice flat back, chest proud. Warming the lower back up as well. One more. Good. From here, shifting our body weight over to our right leg. Leg comes back. Small bend in the knee. As far down as what feels comfortable. You want to tuck the pelvis under as you squeeze your bum cheeks up. Single leg deadlift. So take your time. Weight should be in the heel of the foot. If it's not, you need to shift that hips back further. Inhale, coming down. Exhale to stand. So really use that right bum cheek on the rise. Put all the weight. Harder you squeeze it, the more toning and strengthening of the glute muscles, and then back. So you might feel a burning sensation around the calf as well, as it's fatigued. Another 2 if you can. One more. Good, over to the other side. When you're ready. So make sure you get that leg right up, because that's what's keeping your back nice and flat. A small bend in the knee, but everything's at the posterior here. Notice how your balance is on this side. Are you connected to the core? Another 4 if you can. 2. One more. Good. Left leg forward, right leg back, face forward. We're going to sit in the middle of the lunge position, so coming onto our back tiptoes, chest proud, and down. So it's a bit of a lunge pulse. It's just coming down as what feels comfortable. Make sure your knee doesn't go past your toe. You're sitting in the middle. Feeling the stretch and the strength on the hip flexor. Feel a burning sensation. As many as you can, or 12. Really squeeze that bum cheek on the front leg as you rise, and you'll tone that bum cheek. Another 2. Just go with your own depth. As long as you're feeling a burning in the thigh, that's what we want. Let's swap over. Exhale, coming down. Another 10 to 12. Just looking for that burning. Gets the heart rate up, gets you out of breath, because big muscle groups are being used. So deep breaths. If you need to come in and out, shake the legs off and then back down, it's absolutely fine. 2 more. Last 10 squats with a pause, optional, or you can shake off your legs. Arms rise, going for 10, and then we're going to pause for 10 seconds. Squeezing the bum cheeks on the rise. 2 seconds down, 1 second up. Power's coming from the glutes. Good. Another 3, 2, one more, and hold. 10, 9, let it burn. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, well done. Burny. Feel free to grab a drink as we'll make our way over to the mat. When you're ready, palms directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips, the bony parts for cat-cow. Exhale in the cat, inhale in the cow. Starting off small movement until you mobilise. Exhale. And your next inhale, you're going to bring the leg out. Distribute your weight evenly over the left and the right side of your body. We're just going to rock forwards and backwards. Keeping the tension in the glutes, so squeeze the bum cheeks. This will use the hamstrings as well, the back of the leg. Keeping roughly hip height. Another 3, 2, 1, then coming further over for rainbows. Another 10, whoops. 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding that leg right where it is. Extend the opposite arm. We're going to pulse. 10, 9, 8. Connect to the core. 6. Deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Child's pose. Knees together or out is your other option. And we'll just circle the wrists off and give them a little rest. Sink into the mat. One more deep breath. Good. Back into the box position. Left leg or the opposite leg comes out now. Ribcage in, belly button to spine, small left and right. Distributing your weight evenly over the left and right side. Good. Hip height we're looking for. Opens up the hip flexors nicely, the front of the thigh. Over to rainbows, another 10. 2, 3. Making sure your hips are barely moving. 5, 6, 7, 10. Back to where it was originally. Opposite arm comes out for pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7. Get that shoulder right back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Child's pose. Shake off them wrists. Coming on our fronts next for dorsal raises. One of my favourites for getting warmth to the back. So feet stay on the flat makes it a little bit easier. Pushing your elbows behind you. Coming up, pushing your chest off the floor, using your back muscles to make it more difficult and use more muscles. You can squeeze the bum cheeks, lifting your feet off the floor as well. Exhale, coming down. Looking for high reps, as many as you can until you feel a burning sensation, and then a couple of extra, or 20 to 25. I really want you to push them shoulder blades right back, like there's a P in between your shoulder blades and you're trying to squish it. Seven, 6. Stop and start as much as you need to. 5, 3, 2. One more. Good. Child's pose, knees together for a curve in your lower back. Bum down on your heels. You can feel that tightness in your lower back where you've just worked. The next inhale, going to make our way over for another round of that. You can try and match your reps or do a few less with fatigue now. Last round, 3. Good. 9. Can you get the knees off the floor as well? 10. And you're trying to get up as high as you can. 3, 2, 1. And before you get up, you can either pause here and rest or try and grab hold of both feet. Relax and sink in. And if you feel confident enough, try pushing your feet back and lifting yourself up. Knees come off the floor, balancing on your hips. A bit of a back bend, you feel the lower back engage. Deep breaths, quite an awkward one. You're squeezing the bum cheeks. Exhale, back down, good. Child's pose, let's stretch it out, well done. It's a good back bend. But don't worry if you didn't get to it, because we're going to do another back bend later. Okay, feel free to grab a drink as we move over to the semi-supine position. It's warm in this room. I'm going to wake up the core and use the glutes again. I'm going to be doing 3 back bends during this class. Okay. Weight comes in the heels, your hip width apart stance in your feet, so bony hips, not fleshy hips. Squeezing the bum cheeks, I'm going to come up into a bridge position. Rib cage tucked in, belly button into spine. Inhale, arms rise and fall. Keeping them bum cheeks squeezed, clenched as hard as you can. One more deep breath and then we're going to go in for reps. 20 reps if you can, or as many as you can. Squeezing the bum cheeks. If you want to do 10, rest 5, that's absolutely fine. Exhale as you're coming down. So you might fatigue faster because we've just work the glutes whilst we're standing there. So if you feel like a cramping or burning, it's all normal. You're just trying to ignore that for as long as possible. Let's go another 5, 4, 3. 2 more. 1 more. And hold up or come down and rest. Either or for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and release. Bring those knees in for a hug and roll, side to side. Feel the stretch and the warmth in the glutes. Good. Next, hips come back up, but we're going to extend a leg. So you can have your legs straight up, or if you want to make it a bit easier, a little bit because these are tough, you can put a bend in it. So I'm going to hold this position. I'm going to come all the way down and all the way up. all the way down for as many as you can, or 10. Trying to keep them hips up as high as you can. If this is too difficult, just stay in the bridge, still using the same muscles, but using both legs. Oh, okay. I forgot about us. 2 more. 1 more. Let it burn. Oh, and release. Good. Oh, my bum cheek. Hug and roll side to side. We don't want one bum cheek bigger than the other, so now we need to work the other side. So come into the bridge position, the other side, the leg gets extended for 10, all the way up, all the way down. Weight is in the heel of the other foot, or you can go into the bridge position. Just do as many as you can, even if it's just 2, or 3, 2, 1. Well done. Release, hug and roll side to side. So, which one did I start with? First one you started with, keeping the hips up. So this is a progression of coming up and down in this, so feel free to do whatever feels right. If this is too challenging, it's absolutely fine going for reps with the bridge like we did at the start. As long as you're doing something, you can really feel your lower back muscles kicking in to keep them hips high. Another 3, 2, 1 more. Excellent, hug and roll it out. Last time on this side. I'm convinced this is what makes you feel nice and warm in the back after this class. It's the lower body work as well. Hips up as high as you can, even if it's an inch off the floor. Everyone starts from somewhere. Another 5, 4, 3. Excellent, guys. 2. 1 more. Ooh, I'm sweating. Well done. Hug and roll. Coming into the bridge position, I'm going to try that the next back bend. So we'll see if you struggle with them all, or like if back bend is a flexibility issue, or some poses might just be better than others for you. So I'm going to walk the feet closer to the shoulders, and you're tucking the shoulders further over as you push your hips as high as you can. Trying to come up as high as you can, squeezing the bum cheeks. I'm going to hold this position. If you want to interlace your hands as well, feel free. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. We're going to bring our feet together and carefully put our knees down side by side of the mat. Feet touching each other, so just sit and recover. Deep breaths. Just observing our breath. I'm going to lift one knee over to the other side of the knee, so your hips and knees are stacked with a bend in. Hands behind head or next to the ears. You're going to come up and squeeze the sides of the stomach. So you're bringing that elbow closer to the pelvis and down. So as high up as you can go, no pressure. And try and squeeze the sides of your stomach to get up. Looking for 10 or as many as you can. A bit of a side crunch. Exhale, coming up. Another 2. Good. Back into semi-supine. Let's move over to the other side now. Hips stacked, knees stacked. Opposite side. You can feel a nice stretch on the way down. if you are tight like me in the sides of your stomach. For 5, 2, 1 more. Good, back to center. And same principle, but this time we're coming in with from the front. So coming up, trying to bring your shoulders off the floor. You can support your neck with your hands, that's fine as long as you're not pushing your head down. Try and connect to that lower core. Looking for another 10 as we wake up the core. 4. Hopefully starting to burn a little bit. 1 more. Good. Next, I love this one because you get a really nice stretch. Window wipers, so arms by your side, starting positions, tabletop, coming down, straightening the legs if you can, all the way up, knees into chest, straightening the legs. So you might not be able to go all the way to the floor either side, and that's totally fine. But after a while of doing these, you would hope that you're enjoying a stretch in your lower back and you can feel your lower core switching on as you're adding weight to that lower core, toning and strengthening the connection. Exhale as you're extending them legs. Inhale as you're bringing them up your knees. As many as you can, or 16. Try and concentrate on where you're feeling this burning, because that's what you're working. Number 4. Shoulders down away from ears. 1 more. Good, back to semi-supine. When you're ready, you finish the last rep. Inhale, arms rise. Slow exhale through the mouth. Inhale using the ribs for full lungs. Pause at the top with full lungs for slowly exhaling. Good, 1 more like that. Good. Legs up in tabletop. Doesn't matter how far up you go, you're pushing your back down into the mat, tucking the pelvis under like you want to lift your hips up off the floor. Now come up and try and touch your toes, just coming up as far as you can and slowly coming down for a total of 10. 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, let's get a good burn. 10, well done. Inhale for 3. Pause, slowly exhale. Always make sure your exhale slower than your inhale. One more. This time we're going to play around with time under tension. So legs up, they can have a bend in them or as straight as you can. Coming up, squeeze the abs for 3, 2, 1 and release. Again, up, 3, 2, 1 and release. Another 4, 1, 2, 3 and release. Good, another 2 and release. One more like that. 3, 2, 1 and release. Well done. Inhale, arms rise for another 3 of those. One more. One of my faves next for working the lower core, hip kick up, so legs as straight as you can, curving in the lower back as you bring your hips up to the ceiling and curving coming down as slowly as you can, as many as you can, or 15, 2. Make sure you're curving on the way down in that lower spine. Another 5, 4, 3, 2 more, 1 more. Oh, inhale, arms rise. Pushing the abs out on the inhale before slowly exhaling. Legs back up into tabletop position, rib cage tucked in, belly button into spine, back completely flat and imprinted into the mat. From here, I'm going to bring one leg out at a time. If you can get your leg an inch off the floor, even better, without your back lifting at all, but I can't yet. Concentrate, stop that back from lifting by using your abs to push you back against the mat. Exhale as you extend the leg. Another 3, 2, 1. Oh, inhale, arms rise. One more exhale. Excellent. One leg stays up, rib cage in, belly button, same principle. One leg coming down. Again, keeping that back flat against the floor. If you can't come all the way down and do that, don't come all the way down. Use it as a bit of a pulse. 10 each leg, but we'll break in between legs. 4, 3, no hip clicks. That's a sign there's a breakdown in the core connection, so reduce the range of movement again. 2 more. Oh, well done. You might feel at the top of your thigh as well. Inhale, arms rise. One more. Over to the other side. One leg extends, coming down. You might be able to keep your back flat against the floor better or worse this side. Take note. There might be no clicks on this side as well. Over halfway. Think about lifting them hips off the floor. It's the kind of connection we want. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Inhale, arms rise. Another 3. Slowly exhaling. Hamstring flexibility next. One leg extended out, the other one is up straight. 4 scissors, as many as you can, or 20. Knee coming as close to the nose as you can. Pulling your leg in using your biceps. Coming up and down as you swap legs. 9, 8. 3, 2, 1 more. Good. Well done. Inhale. Well, last core exercise next. Pilates crisscross, also known as a bicycle crunch. So imprint your back on the floor, opposite elbow to opposite knee. The more you look over to your left and right and bring that shoulder off the floor, the more the sides of the stomach you're going to use and tone. As many as you can, or 25. 7. Last one's 8, then we're going to stretch. 10. Last 10. 9. Keep going, work through that burn. 6. 5. Good. 4. Push. 3. 2 more. 1 more. Oh, well done, well done, well done. Inhale. Let's do a nice spine twist. I'm going to shift our hips over to the right, our knees over to the left. So our hips are stacked on top of each other as much as they can be, and knees and ankles are. From here, I'm going to look the opposite way. And let's just settle into this position. Every exhale, allowing you to sink further in. Use your exhale to sink and melt further in. Feeling that stretch in your lower back, sides of your ribs maybe your glutes, wherever you're tight. If you want to increase the stretch, go ahead and extend that top leg and grab hold of the back of it with the other arm. And then relax your arm. And again, every exhale, drawing you further into the stretch, not forcing it. We're just sinking like we're coming a dead weight. You're nice and warm, so it should be as safe as it's going to be, and improving this flexibility. Two more deep breaths. And try and listen to the noise of the rain. On your next inhale, unhook that hand, using the weight of your legs, slowly moving you over to the other side. So shift your hips over to the left, knees over to the right, stack them on top of each other. Shoulder blades both on the floor, and look the opposite way. You might feel tighter on this side, so just bear with it. You're just waiting for the connections between the muscle and the brain to communicate that you're not under threat of getting injured and you're able to relax. This takes time. I'm usually quite tight on this side. If that feels okay, go ahead and extend that leg and hold on with the other hand. But make sure that both shoulder blades are on the floor. Every exhale, allowing yourself to melt further into this position. One more deep breath. Good. Coming over to the side, using your hands to come up into the prone position. So settle in. So Forehead just resting on your hands, and this is your prep pose, if you will, just to get used to the last back bend. This will be the third back bend of the class. So you can, at any time, just come back into this position. And notice what muscles are switched off, because if we went straight into Cobra right now, likelihood is your glutes and your thighs, your quads would all tense up, and your abs to protect. We want to slowly go into this pose. Every exhale, relax. It's quite nice listening to the rain. We're going to lift our head and bring our elbows closer. We're not going directly under the shoulders yet, because I think that's too much too soon for some people, including myself. And we want you to feel the stretch that's happening in the lower base of your back. Again, using your exhale to sink further into the mat. Allow your pelvis to sink. On the inhale, your belly pushes out, pushing you out of the stretch. And the exhale, you sink a little bit further if you can. If that feels okay, inhale. Bring those elbows directly under your shoulders now, so you're in the Sphinx. Ever so slightly, some fibres in your thighs, your muscles might have tensed up. Just switch them off. Relax. Takes concentration because they're so subtle, this tension. Feel free to come in and out of this as and when needed. The next inhale, you can go into the seal or you can go into the Cobra, but the seal is you're extending your arms out in front of you and you're pushing yourself further into a back bend. Good. Feeling that more in the base of your back. To support yourself, your thighs might have switched on, which is fine as long as you're feeling it in your lower back. This is opening up your hip flexors as well, the tops of your thighs. So if you sit down a lot as a job, this is a good one. Every exhale, sink a little bit further if you can. It's quite uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be painful. And let's return slowly back to the prep position with our forehead on our hands. Deep breath. I'm going to come into child's pose. Take your time. Hips up first. Knees together, because we've bent one way. I'm going to do the counter now and bend the other way. Slowly does it, because you might be a bit stiff because you've gone from one way to the other. You can stay here, or you can thread the other hand underneath. Let me show you from the other side. And look through that hole. Relaxing the head. Making sure you're not collapsing the shoulders. Your chest is still up, facing one direction. Next inhale, I'm going to swap over to the other side if you did that. And on the next inhale, I'm going to come into the seated position. I'm going to do a bit of flexibility on the sides of the glutes. So coming into the perfect pose if you're able to, we're just going to walk. On the exhale, walk our hands out. And you'll feel this on the inner thigh, in the inner groin and the sides of the glutes hopefully, and your lower back. Exhale. So you're not forcing the neck down at all. You should lead with the belly, then the chest and the neck last. Bending at the elbows if you're able to. Notice yourself getting further into this stretch the longer you sit with it. Again, you're remembering to come into a bit of a dead weight. The next inhale, coming back to the center. I'm going to bring one arm in front, the other around the back, leading with the chest and heart as you open up the chest. Good for posture, and enjoy that twist. You're looking round to the back of your shoulder, feeling that stretch in your lower to mid back. Exhale, inhale, back to center. I'm going to go to the other side. Inhale, back to center. I'm going to practice a pranayama breath work. So if you don't want to do this, feel free to just sit with your breath and observe your breath. And you could just practice a Pilates. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, slower than you do with the nose. If you want to practice a pranayama with me, we're going to do box breathing. So inhale for 4 through the nose and exhale through the nose. So inhale for 4. Pause for 2 with full lungs. For slowly exhaling for a count of 5 yourself. If you can inhale for a count of 5, pause for 3, and then exhale for the count of 6, even more relaxation. So make sure you're sitting tall. And you're using your diaphragm in your chest to bring that oxygen in, not just your belly. Just listen to the rain, or you may want to just observe your breath and how you naturally breathe. Every time your mind wanders, just try and bring it back to your breath or the sound of the rain. It's time to wind down. Feel free to close your eyes. If you can inhale for a count of 5 again, pause for 3, and then slowly exhale for a count of 7. I want you to keep going as I play the sound, the singing bowl. Namaste. Thank you everyone for coming tonight.